project what we are going to start. And so this is me, already brother introduced. My name is Prashant Dasari. So actually, I don't know that my name is that much difficult until I came here. So people try to pronounce in different ways, but no problem. I'm so happy to hear whatever you call me. So I'm a professionally a physiotherapy doctor when I was in India. I've done my master's in cardiovascular and pulmonary physiotherapy. And I used to work with the patients when I was there. I grew up in a church, Church of Christ. I don't know any other church from the beginning. So this is my wife Angel, and only her name is Angel. So my daughter Ashley and my son Aaron. So this is my mom. When she was 15 years old, she was a Lutheran, and she went to a gospel meeting in India, and she heard the gospel, and sorry, I want to change this. Okay, yeah, this is my mom. So when she was 15 years old, she attended a gospel meeting. A brother from America visited India and taught the gospel, and she realized that she was not in the truth, and she wants to convert, and she became a Church of Christ member. And she was in the hostel at the time. She went back to home. She tried to explain to her parents about the Church of Christ. They said, "You know better than the pastors. You know better than the reverends. What you're trying to teach us, we don't want to." And slowly she tried to teach 2 years. After 2 years, she was able to convert whole her family, 50 members in her family. So everybody become a Church of Christ member. Then every Sunday, it was like a family gathering, and also as a spiritual family gathering we used to do from the beginning. So I used to work as a physiotherapist in clinics, and I used to treat neurological and osteo cases and pediatric cases. That was my regular routine duty when I was in India. So, and also I'm a regular church member and active youth member as well. I used to ask a lot of doubts to a preacher and also other people. They said, "You are too religious. Why don't you go to the hospital and work? Don't think about much about heaven or something. You can not think like that." So I tried to talk with my mom. "Mom, this is not right. I want to learn more. People, what they're teaching, it is really denominational here. This is not the Church of Christ teaching." Then she said, "What you're going to do?" I said, "I want to learn first. Then I can teach." So I searched in internet. I found the Memphis School of Preaching, and I was able to come here, and I was able to get the degree as well as the knowledge to preach the word, and I want to go back to India to start the work in India. So this is India. One of my instructor used to go to India, and he told me, "Prashant, do you know how to get privacy in India?" I said, "I don't know." He said, "Just close your eyes, because people are everywhere." So 1.5 billion population right now in India. We crossed China this year. 1.5, everywhere the people. When you see early in the morning, this is the situation in the railway station. This much of crowd, they'll stand in front of railway stations. Everywhere people, everywhere people. So 29 states. How America have 50 states here, we have 29 states. So different states and different languages, not the dialects. Different people speak a different language. Every 400 miles, the language changes in India. So I belongs to South, and North people speak different. And also South, we have 5 different languages. We have totally approved languages, at least 33 approved languages. But I feel uneducated, I speak only 5 in India. So I cannot manage more than that. I'll try to speak with the patients who came with different accents and different languages there. So this is Taj Mahal from India. You may know, one of the wonders that we have in India. So this is the population ratio. 79% of Indians are Hindus. They belongs to Hindu. And 14% of our Islamic group, and we have other religious groups as well. This is our Prime Minister, Hinduistic Prime Minister. He acts very nice and gentle when he comes to United States and other countries. But when he rules in his country, in our country, he is very much Hinduistic. He supports the Hinduism all the time, all the time. So like Let me go back a little bit. So in the first century, in Mark chapter 16, 15, the command given to apostles, go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. They took it as a challenge. Only 12 people over there, and also other disciples also helped them. And teach all nations was the command to everyone. When we see in Colossians chapter 1:23, Paul mentioned to Colossians, which was preached to every creature which is under heaven. They were able to accomplish, they were able to circulate, they were able to preach the gospel all over the world within the short period, and only a few men. There is no flights, no internet, no phone calls, but they were able to travel all over the world. When I saw this one, I'm thinking, oh, why don't we can able to do? See how many people right now are able to, how much technology that we got. So definitely we can able to accomplish much more than, so thus that command for us also today, we need to teach all nations, all nations. So when it comes to India, because of the different languages, even the different translations of Bibles also came. Each language is different. For example, we have different versions of Bible, ASV, ESV, KJV, and KJV like that. So we have different language Bibles, but because of the lack of knowledge, those people, they translated in their own language with different words that changes the harmony of the Bible. So for example, if you open your Bibles to Acts chapter 8, there is a confession of a eunuch, and Philip asked a question to eunuch. So a eunuch confessed that Jesus is the Son of God. But when I searched in my Bible, like in Indian language Bible, there is no confession. They eradicated the confession part. Because of their denomination, because of their prospectiveness, they don't want some verses in that particular version, they eradicated that. So if a newcomer or a new Christian wants to read the Bible, wants to know the truth, we cannot accomplish the truth with that version, with the translation, because of their immaturity or whatever, the selfishness, they translated in their own way. So I don't want to translate the Bible, but I want to tell them, this is what I want to tell them, what is the different translations, what is the different Greek and Hebrew, how the Bible came. So we got that knowledge in the school where we studied. I am going to train the young men to accomplish the truth. And coming to the world religions, we have different religions in the world. Christianity, at least 2.5 billion Christians on this world. Totally approximately 8.2 billion people live on this earth. 2.5 including denominations, 2.5 billion Christians on this earth. And also Muslims, 2 billion Muslims on this earth. And also we have other religions like Hindus, 1.2 billion people live on this earth. And also 500 million Buddhists are living on this earth, and also 1.4 millions of Jewish people are living on this earth, and also Shintoism is also here, 1.2 million. This is the religious ratio right now in this world. Coming to Hinduism, particularly in India, 79% of people, approximately 1.2 million all over the world, worship Trinity. They worship Hinduism. They have a 33 millions of God. 33 millions of God. Particularly they have a Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. They worship. One is creator, one is preserver, and another one destroyer. That's what they believe. They worship trees in India, and they worship elephants, the animal worship. This is all comes under Hinduism. And they worship monkeys, they worship snakes, and they worship all kinds of breeds in monkeys. They feel that that's a god. And they worship cow. Cow is a sacred animal for them in Hinduism. They worship every part of the cow, front, back, sideways, and whatever the male, female, all kinds of animals they worship. And this is some kind of rituals they do. They're not uneducated, fully educated people, but they believe those rituals in Hinduism they try to do. That's a regular routine rituals they used to follow in front of the cow. If you ask the question why you are worshipping cow, I showed you the Trinity, the Lord Shiva in Hinduism, he travels on a cow. That's why we worship cow. That is their answer. That is their answer. If you see the traffic, the sacred animal, when entering into the road, we need to stop. Like I said, one of my instructors told me, those are the speed breakers. You have to stop until they go. You cannot touch because those animals are holy and sacred. They worship the elephant god in Hinduism. They worship sun. They worship snake. And this is the recent god they invented. Did you recognize which god he is? He put a banner over there. That's a Trump god. Trump is a new god for them right now. That's why he put a banner also over there. So when we read now the Romans chapter 1:23, and change the glory of uncorruptible God into an image made like a corruptible man, unto birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things, now we understood why Paul wrote. So likewise the same situations right now in India, those people they are following Hinduism. And also coming to the denominational world, those people they do healing from online. If you can observe clearly, he is doing a healing prayer from the television. He's trying to do an online healing. So there are some kind of demonic services they try to do in India, in denominationalism. And also online healing services they announce. So coming to other religion, which was believed by Indians more like a 14% of Islamic group, they believe Islam, Muhammad is Islam as their prophet. Maybe even today, here also in America, I saw a person standing in New York roads and trying to preach about Muhammad and Allah. They try to say Muhammad is a prophet of God. Muhammad is a prophet of God. And there is only one God, Allah. That is their belief. Illallah, illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. They tell there is only one God, that Muhammad is the prophet of God. So I asked them, what is the story behind this? Can you please explain what you believe? They told me that Muhammad, he married a 15 years older than him, and he was living with her. And one day he got a dream that Gabriel came to his mind, and the Gabriel told him, you need to read the scriptures. And he said, I am an uneducated fellow, I cannot read. And again angel told him, you have to read now. Then with that word, he opened the scriptures and he read the Jewish scriptures and he understood, and then he slept again. And the second night, and the Gabriel came to him that God is going to talk with you. And he went to his wife and he told that I got the dream. And she told him, you are a prophet. You're going to get the word of God. Then again he slept a third night and he received a dream. In his dream, he went with his horse to the first heaven. And then he met Adam in the first heaven. He parked his horse over there and he went to a second heaven. Then he met Noah in second heaven. Then he traveled from second heaven to third heaven, that is 70,000 days traveling. He went to third heaven and he met Abraham over third heaven. And then from there, he went to fourth heaven, he met Joseph. And he went to fifth heaven, he met Moses. And he went to sixth heaven, and he met John the Baptist over there. And then finally, he went to seventh heaven. There he met Jesus Christ and also Father. And God the Father told him, you are the best among all other these men. You have to go back to the earth and preach my word. And he came back and he took his horse in the first heaven and he told everyone that I am a prophet. How many of you going to believe this story? No one? I'm surprised. 2 billion people are believing this story on this earth. And they became Muslims. So 14% of Indians, they believe this story and they think Muhammad is a holy man. Oh, we already had 33 millions of God. Why don't we get another one? Okay, no problem. You'll be here, no problem. So that is India. That is India. one of the disciples of Jesus Christ, Thomas, went to India. According to the history, in AD 52, he preached the gospel in India. After that, so many people went. We don't know the history, how many people they traveled and how many people they preached the gospel over there. But we saw historically there is a evidence from America. After the Restoration movement, Green Lawrence Wharton went to India in 1882, and then he died in India in 1906 in Kolkata. Still his sepulchre is there in Kolkata. After him, 1992, Edward Jelly from Nashville went to India and he preached the gospel, and he spent 30 years. After that, so many preachers they went, and also maybe you know so many missionaries who went to India and preached the gospel. But most of them, they concentrated on south part because of the Aryan civilization. Those people who migrated from the Europe, they doesn't want the missionaries come to their part. They did not allow missionaries to come to north part. Only the south part, the businessmen, they allowed, they listened, and there are a lot of missionary schools and also colleges they established in the south. Because of that, so many Christians are there in the south part of India compared with the north and central. So this is India. Let me show. This is the map of India. So I belongs to Andhra Pradesh, which is south, but I want to move towards the central part where there are no many churches. There are few churches over there, and also concentrate on the north part this time to spread the gospel towards the north and also in the central part. I choose the Hyderabad not because it is a big city. There are a lot of connectivities to the Hyderabad, and also a lot of educated people comes to Hyderabad from all over India. So particularly coming to Hyderabad, where I want to start the preaching school, 10.3 million populated city. 10.3 million populated city. So 46% Islamic people, and also 43% of Hinduistic people, and only 2.27 population of Christianity, including denominations present in Hyderabad particularly. This is the Central India School of Preaching, which I want to start in Hyderabad. Okay, there are Muslims and Hindus. We already saw the historical background a little bit. So what the preaching school is going to change any situations or scenarios over there? If you ask a question, definitely youngsters are ready to listen, ready to learn. People are searching for the truth. That's why these denomination churches are arising one after one in every street. People want to listen, but they are not able to recognize the truth because we don't have a material in our language. We don't have, still today, people doesn't know how to read the songs. We are singing very good songs here. We don't have a Church of Christ songbooks. Even though we print, we acquire from the denominational churches and try to print, try to correct some. So church need to grow in different ways in India. We need the knowledge. Like Hosea mentioned, our people are dying with the lack of knowledge. In Hosea chapter 4 verse 6, people are dying with the lack of knowledge. I observed a great knowledge here with books and the libraries and also songs in everywhere. So that is why I am requesting people, some of my friends, to visit India, to come with me, to be part in the Central India School of Preaching to teach the gospel. I suffered a lot, even though I grew up in a church. When I tried to ask about the heaven, my preacher used to, hey, you are the troublemaker. Always questions. Don't ask me questions. Just read. Just sit. It is too much knowledge is not necessary. Just try to attend the church. The 95% of congregations, they just come and sit and they go. That's what you need to do, Prashant. I said, no, I want to go to heaven. I want to learn. I want to read the Bible in a proper way. I want to study. I want my family to come with me to heaven. What I need to do? Because only the Word of God have that life. Word of God have that ability to bring me to God, and also it can able to get me to heaven. When Jesus comes, I need to be prepared. I need to know everything what I need to do, what I need to know. So that is why there are other people also there. I want to train the gentlemen all over India, different states. We want to collect the people to come to Hyderabad and to learn the word for 2 years, how I learn here. And when they go back to their prospective state, they can speak and they can teach their people in their own language. I cannot learn 30 languages or translate those material in those languages now. So it is easy. Likewise, we came to Memphis. Jamaican came, Africans come, and Japanese and also Chinese. People learn. When we go back, we can speak in our own language and we can try to. So likewise, we are trying to invite people from different parts of the world. So this is the Central India School of Preaching. We are going to follow the same curriculum how the MSOP did here. Going to change a little bit cultural wise. This is the Central India School of Preaching. Where we are going to locate. This is Hyderabad. This is Hyderabad. We have IKEA. This is not New York City. This is Hyderabad. What people show in the movies about India is different. This is a view of Hyderabad. We have Charminar, a old building over there, and also Golconda Fort in Hyderabad. And also we have an international airport. So we selected Hyderabad not because it is a city, it is a central part of Hyderabad. Because of my medical degree, people can allow me to stay over there. Even the Hindu people and Islamic people, they welcome. We can able to stay with them and we can spread the gospel. And also there are a lot of connectivity. If students come from the different parts of India, from north, south, east, west, they can come to Hyderabad. When they want to go back, they have the connectivity of buses and also airplanes and trains and different roads as well from Hyderabad. And when student comes, so it is not a organization that we can give them money regularly. It is not an alternative job. When I was a kid, people used to ask me, what do you want to become? A doctor, an engineer, or a lawyer, or a teacher? If a person, he did not accomplish anything, he did not study at all, then people used to say, oh, at least go for preaching. That was a lost option. If you don't study anything, they said, go for preaching. So people who are educated, they are sitting in the pews, and people who are uneducated and no work and lazy, they used to sit in the pulpit and try to preach. Hey. So I want to change that one. Slowly right now it was changing in India. So people who are educated need to come up. They need to sacrifice their jobs and need to preach the word. So when they go back, we are not promising the students that we can support them for lifetime. So we are selecting the people, at least if they have a degree with a minimum qualification and they need to work by themselves, self-supported preachers, when they go back to their personal states and their original state, they can have a printing machine or whatever the business job, or also gardening work. So I went to Zimbabwe to learn the sustainable agricultural gardening work for a week. So I worked with the Healing Hands. We can train the men not only spiritually and also physically. When they go back, they need to work and earn the money to support their family passively. Because when I see if somebody is doing job in a corporate company, they won't give time to work. For example, I was working with a corporate hospital before. From morning 6 to night 10 o'clock. They used to call for the patients and regular. No need to spread the gospel, even though we can able to spread the gospel to the patient, but still they will not allow us. If we have our own business, then we can shut the door and the preacher can able to preach whenever he wants to, he has. So a small sustainable agricultural gardening business or a printing machine or any other like a cell phone repair shop or a hardware business, then the preacher can stand by himself own, even though if he did not get any support from outside. It is good if he can get, but we are trying to train them physically and also spiritually in the preaching school. and also reverse osmosis techniques. Some brethren who are really trained, they want to come from here, from the Healing Hands, and they want to train the men in the reverse osmosis process when the students come to the school. And like Paul mentioned to Timothy in 2 Timothy chapter 2 verses 2, and what you have heard from me in the presence of many witnesses entrust to the faithful men who will be able to teach others also. So we are going to train those young men who can able to teach others also. That's what I received the knowledge here. I want to train others who can able to teach others. So this is where I need a support from all of you. We need your prayers. We need a classroom to study, we need the furniture, and we need some accommodation for the students and the instructors when they come to the school for 2 years. And also we need a library, books for the school in India when we start. And also we need your prayers first of all. And this is the B.J. Clark, our director of MSOP. He is going to be the chairman for the school. Central India School of Preaching in India, and I'm going to act as a director for the school. And also this is one of our online instructor, Alan Webster, is going to teach online every day for the school according to the schedule. And you know Josh, and he's going to be one of the coordinator and also online instructor for the school, and he's the board member for the school as well. And I got other pictures to show you, but because of the technical issues we did not able to put here. So we already got the overseeing congregation, Bonnie Church of Christ, Missouri, Aldrich, Missouri. They are going to oversee this program, and the elders of the Bonnie Church of Christ is going to take care of the overseeing of finances and other adjustments, and Brother Corey Ward, the preacher, is going to take care the coordination part. I observed from the north to south in India, there is no eldership in India. Even though they put elders, they won't introduce elders. Only the preacher act like a big boss. He tried to say everything, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. They don't want that eldership responsibility to go to the elders. The preacher acts. Because of the lack of the leadership, Church of Christ became another denomination. I'm sorry to say this. So Church of Christ, I'm not blaming everyone, but most of the people, they don't have elders. So that's why we try to request the congregation here to take over the overseeing position and also the money to go in a proper way. And this is another student I want to introduce. He is also going to be the instructor. He is working as a preacher in Sissi, Foothills. My friend Joshua Alexander is going to be one of the online instructor as well. He visited India last year. So these are the places for the building. And this is the ready to occupy buildings, the rental buildings also there in India. Right now we don't have that much funds raised to buy a building or buy the land, but we are trying to search, trying to request for those funds to come to accomplish. But we are not going to wait until the funds comes for the school building. We want to start in a rental building at least to start the work in 2025 academic year. So offline instructors are there and also online instructors are there. Morning classes is going to take care by online instructors, and afternoon classes is going to take care by the offline instructors. So that's way we were morning 8:30 to 4 o'clock, 5 days a week, and 2,690 classes in 2 years program we are going to spend in 2 years program in India. These are the basic needs that we have. Furniture and building and the library. If you have your old books, you are most welcome. If you have any suggestions, if you have any questions, you can come to me or you can request. And also we are trying to build a website to make it transparent. Maybe in a couple of days it will be available. Still, if you pop up, you can see a basic website, centralindiaschoolofpreaching.org, CISOP.org. Then you may find some other information about the preaching school in India. So please pray for those souls in India. Of course, I want to go back. So many people, they advised me, oh, why don't you stay there? And you can send some money, you can work as a doctor in America, we can try to build the building. I said, what I learned here, I want to spread the gospel in India. I want to go back with my family to work with my people. And I know the culture, I know the different things in India, how the government works with the people. So it gives me a lot of liberty to work with my people. And I am trying to beseech you, brethren, please pray, please support this work. And you can support my family and also the work, whichever way you can, will really appreciate you. I would like to thank the eldership and also the preacher and each one of you for this wonderful opportunity to stand before you. Please excuse me with my accent and with my language. Sometimes it is hard to find the words and also different grammatical things, but still you have that patience to listen. Thank you very much. Thank you.